Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Tales from the Table Studios. We are here back by popular demand with another episode of Monster of the Week as our month of Tales 2 stretches far beyond its original reaches into March, which is pretty neat. We're pretty excited to be back here, still raising money for those impacted by the fires in LA. Thankfully, they've all been contained. I don't know if they've all been put out at this point, but I do know that they are at least contained. But that doesn't change the fact that there are a bunch of people whose lives have been changed and who have been and continue to be impacted by the awfulness that, came with the fires. And so we're here doing what we can to provide support because the people who are supposed to aren't. So this is what we do. Uh, to that end, we have another great game. We actually have a couple. I'll talk more about the others at the end because we figured, why not keep going a little bit, maybe show some more love. We did just on our last stream break our $800 goal, so we are now on our way to $1,000. It would be really cool if we can get there before we wrap the event, but it's amazing what we've been able to do so far. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. If you are interested in donating, there are a couple ways you can do that. You can hit exclamation point donate over in the chat, or I'm going to remember this because it's always flipped, or you can hit the QR code in that corner down there, which will take you to the same donation link so you can donate. If you can't donate, that's okay. There's still a lot of ways you can help out. You can go on socials and you can share the stuff that we're doing, let people know about it, share the Tiltify link, share the link to the streams and stuff. Reshare like the posts that we put out about when we're doing these events. You can tell your friends about it, and they can do the same. You can go to the rooftops and shout it out, but we still haven't perfected the whole like shouting out a link thing. If you do figure it out, please do let us know because we're all here for it. But in whatever way you want, any kind of support helps. Donations, boosting, whatever it may be, it all means so much. Um, and I think that's pretty much everything I have to go over right now. I'm going to pass things off to our wonderful Taleslinger who can go over our incentives, and then we'll let everyone introduce themselves, and we'll get to tonight's excellent game. I'm really excited. Andrew, if you want to take it from here.
Hi, so I am our Taleslinger slash keeper for our game this evening. I'm that gamer Ajax on the socials, but you know what? This game is not about me. It is about our wonderful cast of hunters, and I do want to just say really quick that if you want to help or hurt the hunters, we got plenty of great incentives to do so. Do you want to give them some bonuses on checks? You can do that. How would you like a monster? Notice I say a monster because I did make a backup because of last time. How would you like to have a monster show up at the least opportune moment? Then you might want to give a donation for that. I'm sure that wouldn't have any problems at all. I will say though, just one, thank you everybody that has donated so far. It really is appreciated. I know the last time we did pretty well with this game specifically, so thank you for that. But remember, anything that you can give is very helpful. Every dollar helps, and every dollar can help or hurt our hunters. So keep that in mind. So I think without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the cast so they can introduce themselves. JJ, how about you go first?
I was literally about to jump into. That's hilarious. Hi everyone. I am JJ. She, her pronouns. I'm so excited to be here again for part two. I love that Andrew mentioned his backup monster. I can't even be upset because it's for a good cause. But if you're feeling nice, please help us. Tonight I will be playing Nayla. Also she, her pronouns. So Grimm, if you want to take it away.
Sure. What's up, everybody? My name is TR Grimm. You can find me everywhere on the internet at empathic_Grimm. I am here tonight to play Henry Blackwood yet again. Usually a fairly composed guy until things go bad, and then he walks a little more on the wild side. Yeah, we can go for a great time. I'm not that scared of an additional monster. We kicked two Scions of the Apocalypse asses back to back, so one pecking right back where he came from. I'm not that worried about it, but yeah, help would be greatly appreciated if you're willing to give it to us. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you. right, let's go ahead and kick it over to. I am so sorry. I just entirely blanked on names.
It's fine. I'll just take it. Hi, I'm Julia. I'm Hexwet on all social media platforms, and tonight I'm gonna they, and tonight I'm gonna be playing Hesper Sindo. She, her. She's our spell slinger. She does some magic. She specializes in ice magic, and she's not worried about anything. She's having a good time. This is just quite literally another Monday. Just another day at work. Lion, would you please finish us out?
Yeah, that's me. Hey, y'all, it's Drake Lionheart. I use they, he pronouns. Most people call me Lion. I am the studio director for Tales from the Table Studios. You can find me everywhere online at It's Drake Lionheart, except on Twitter where it's Lion Knight 42. But please don't follow me there. Don't go on Twitter. There's no reason to be going anywhere that is Nazi owned or operated. Honestly, it only still exists for events like these to boost it as much as possible. So don't do that. Go anywhere else. You can find me on Blue Sky. You can find me on Threads. You can find me pretty much everywhere. But what's more important right now is remember that you can hit !donate at any point to bring up that donation link. And to that end, one of our wonderful people in chat has said that if we can get up to $8.99 tonight, they will bring us home to that $1,000 goal, which would be absolutely phenomenal. We're at $8.19 right now, which means we only need $80 to get there. So hopefully we can make that happen. It'll be real exciting. Also, just to mirror echo what some of our wonderful people have said so far, I have no fear. Please throw everything awful at us and make us work extra hard for it. The more apocalypses, the better. We have a theory to test about what happens if we hit a certain number of apocalypses. So, help us figure that out.
It's scientific at this point.
Yeah.
Settle a bet for us.
Oh, I will say real quick, Andrew, there is a question. How much would it be to bring in that second?
If I remember correctly, I think that the last time our incentive, I think it was $50 for that.
Excellent. Well, we just got $100 donation.
Oh, perfect.
What a great way to start the night
Which
off.
means we got $1,000. Which means we got $1,000.
Well, okay, so the 100 came from the person who had said they were going to do that. So I think
Oh my god,
they front loaded for us.
that's hilarious.
Got it.
All right. Well, you know what? I feel like we should get this game underway.
Let's
So
do it.
it has been a few weeks since you all defeated Aether, the Nightmare Harbinger, and set back their brother. We don't know where they went necessarily. All you know is that you got them back in the ground and kind of froze that over. It's fine. Everything's fine. But it has been a couple of weeks. You've been able to rest, recuperate, heal your battle scars. Some of you needed it more so than others. And you find yourselves at the Imps headquarters for your squad. And we are somewhere in the Arctic, deep underground. I would like to know what each one of you are doing at HQ when your world is going to end on a Monday.
I'm trying to get back into that conference room. I would love to finish that conversation that they don't want me to have.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, Hesper, let's go ahead and start with you. Where do we find you at the moment in this labyrinthine building that is nothing at this point but bright lights and steel walls?
I think quite literally Hesper has been politely but not so gently ejected from one of the higher up meetings, kind of shunted off, probably with Harry. They've probably told him to take her somewhere else, and so now she's just unloading on him her theories about what would happen if we triggered two diametrically opposed apocalypses and just had them take each other out. And it would make sense.
Harry's just staring at you, just completely slack-jawed. This relatively fresh-faced recruit. He's survived one mission, thankfully, because of all of you saving him. It's just like, so hang on, let me get this straight. Your idea is to like Godzilla this the apocalypse kind of thing? Like,
Technically, in certain circumstances, Godzilla themselves is an apocalypse.
yeah, I actually did hear. I've heard rumors that actually one of the other HQs has found like actual evidence that Godzilla does in fact exist.
Oh, I've seen Godzilla.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah, no. If you go all the way down to where it's actually like the trash compactor, and then you go around the trash compactor, there's like an old window. And if you look out there and you just stand there long enough, sometimes you'll see Godzilla swim by.
Oh, bullshit.
No, I'll show you where it is.
All right, let's go. And as Hesper and Harry start making their way back towards the secret passage behind a trash compactor, Usher,
Yes.
but where do we find you at the moment?
So-
You got Godzilla suit.
Of course. So I think Asher is bothering maybe one of the other like techs. Just absolutely covered in like dripping, I want to say like Everclear or like Tito's, just complete awfulness. Just taking big swigs from this bottle and it just pours back out over him. And when the camera like finds him doing this, he's like halfway through his swig and he puts it down and then he goes, and then the tiger just bites his ass and it's hilarious, and she laughs and he like runs off and we never see him again. It's just never explained. It doesn't make any sense.
And you see that there is this other field agent that currently like pristine suit, very clean appearance, actually is wearing like kind of like leather gloves as typing, very thin beard and mustache, sides of the head shaved, black hair is combed over. This is actually Agent Isaiah Walker, who has completed multiple field missions at the moment, just taking kind of a stint for research and anything. He's just typing, largely ignoring you. He goes, that is quite a hilarious story, Usher. Yeah, good one.
Don't even get me started on the monkey.
You hear the clicking pause, very slow head turn. The monkey?
Oh yeah, the monkey wears a vest, and I'm pretty sure that there's like some real human sentience in that thing. I'm pretty sure at some point someone just like jammed a person in there, but he's just hanging out with this street urchin kid, and it's a wonderful time.
Huh. Is this on Imp's radar?
I mean, probably.
If not, it is now. You just hear just a couple more like clicks, and then it's just like, well, did I ever tell you about the banshee that I had to fight over in Ireland?
No, but you're about to. And then another swig that just.
And then the camera kind of like flies down a hallway. Nayla, where do we find you?
I think that I'm probably in the training room. I think that one of the things that I learned from the last battle is that my sword is awesome, but I also need to, work out my whole hand-to-hand combat routine. So that's what I'm doing. And I definitely chose probably, I don't know. I feel like I'm figuring I probably chose someone who because I'm being petty, who probably did something very insignificant to me. And I was like, you know what? We should train just so I can have an excuse to like beat them up a little bit.
You know what? I'm feeling a roll right now. Why don't you kick some ass for me?
Hey.
So let's go ahead and roll plus tough.
Cool. All right, let's see. Okay. I have an 8.
Okay, so on an 8. So you inflict harm on each other. How much harm do you inflict? And I know that you're using your hands, so you're not, trying to kill this person, obviously.
Right. I think my hands are weapons, are they not?
They technically are, but
Yeah.
I know that it's not doing. I don't think it does as much damage as your sword, but it's pretty close.
I'm trying to find where it's at. Hold on.
But like in the meantime, you see that this person kind of like squares up, adopts like a boxer stance, and then like comes in and tries to throw like a couple of quick jabs. It like definitely like catches you like in the ribs, not enough to like actually hurt you, just because kind of like an angelic being. You've been there for a long time. This is just a person,
Yeah.
just a guy, and then this is where your hand just kind of clocks him right in the head. This person just falls, just out like a light.
Two harm.
Okay,
Just two
yeah,
harm.
more than
Infinite.
enough to knock this guy out.
Okay, so I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna like get down and like pat his chest and be like, that was for taking the last donut. That was my donut. I know nobody told you that it was my donut, but it was my donut.
It was your
And
donut. My bad.
yeah, yeah. So next time, don't be such a, don't be greedy. Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rolls onto his back, holds a hand up, so that way. Would you help him up?
Yeah, I'd help them up.
Yeah, it helps him up, and then like with that, the camera is going to fly through HQ and Henry. Where do we find you
I
at the
think
moment?
that Henry has a little thing that he does. He actually keeps a running list of agents who die in the field. And there's probably a wall. Probably not everybody even knows that there's this wall where he just writes down the names and makes sure that everyone who is ready to pass passes. And I think he's just updating the list.
For you, this is actually a relatively quiet moment. You have your bestial nature completely in check for this, and for you, what's going through Henry's mind as you're updating this list?
I think it's one of those things where he has a spool of silver wire and a chisel and a hammer, and he has the list that he gets probably just because he's been with imps so long he can just request this information. Um, and it's actually very meditative for him about it. As he's going in, he's just chiseling in this name, going back and hammering in the silver wire, and alternating between the two as he does. And this is part of what keeps him Henry. And I think a big part of this is there's no thought outside of just the peace in the moment of the knowledge that somebody is keeping toll of the people who fell trying to keep humanity safe.
And as you are just tap, tap, tap with this chisel, as you are getting into this groove, the lights flicker. Just for a moment, it's a blink and you miss it sensation. All of you notice that the lights flicker for not even half a second, and they're back up.
That doesn't happen here.
And that's when you feel the floor shake beneath your feet. Just a moment.
Henry is right on comms. Check in.
I don't see anything down here by the trash compactor.
Don't tell me you're taking him to go see Godzilla.
And I won't tell you. Anyway,
I did that trick on you.
Anyway, the shaking.
Cat, I am so sorry. That was a cat.
It's okay.
Anyway, the shaking, it went all the way down to the bottom. That's bad.
All right, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one who felt that.
See, and here I was hoping I actually finally figured out how to get drunk.
Silly Osher. Alcohol's for humans.
And as you take this moment to connect with each other, you all get a call over your comms from your the handler, the overseer of this installation of IMS. This is an emergency broadcast to all agents. Please report to your staging areas. We believe something might be in the building.
Fuck.
Oh. Boy, Harry, you have your gun, right?
You see he pulls his sidearm off, like checks it, like make sure that it's loaded, cocks it, and then.
Do we get him things that are actually effective against things like us now? Do we ever get him better bullets?
I mean, kinda. He has bullets. And
he's
also,
got heart. He's got heart.
Osher, you see that. Let me find his name again. You see that Isaiah reaches under the desk and pulls out and just racks a shotgun, and it just says, "Well, seems like I'm going to be with you today."
Wonderful. Come on, bud, and way harder than should be. Just a smack on the back. It's like getting pelted with a giant boulder, I guess.
And it takes you several minutes to navigate this building and get to one of your designated meeting areas. You all get into a room together. You notice that Harry and Isaiah are with you this time. Isaiah starts kind of strapping on a bulletproof vest just in case, and you see that Harry starts kind of combing through some scrolls and packing some things into a satchel that he carries with him. That's when the lights flick again. Longer this time. 1, 2, 3. Lights come back on.
Could I?
You want to go ahead and let me off the leash real quick?
Sorry, Grimm, you were really quiet there.
Yeah, you're very quiet.
I'm sorry. No, I was asking, hey Naylor, do you want to let me off the leash real quick?
Oh yeah. Oh, do you want me to say the whole thing, or do you just?
I don't think we need to do the whole thing again for that one. It's
Okay. I'll just go ahead and say it to you, and then you'll be unleashed.
Yep.
I was gonna say, can I read a bad situation while we're here now that the lights are flickering? And
absolutely read a bad situation for me.
Yeah.
While this is happening,
roll plus sharp, please.
Osher is gonna pull out the giant hand cannon, and I think it's worth mentioning at this point that because they weren't on the clock, so to speak, Osher is in like tattered, oversized, stretched out waistband shorts and like 3 bathrobes knit together that just hang over him.
11 for.
Okay, so all right, on an 11, you get to hold 3. So is there anything that you would like to immediately ask?
So I think the biggest question is are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Like where is the bitch?
So I will say that at the moment you're not entirely sure. However, there is a monitor that you're able to go, and you can actually pull up kind of a like living map of your headquarters, and it actually has like tags and locations for everybody. And that's when you feel the ground shake under you again, harder this time, enough to actually like cause you to stumble very, very briefly, except for maybe Osher because you're huge. And that's when the klaxons start. And you see on the uppermost level of your headquarters that there are probably a good 8, 10 name tags disappear instantly.
Going from top down. For my next question, what's the most vulnerable to me? If I switch cameras to the first floor, can I get a better look at it so we can try to decide what kind of weapons we need to use against it?
Perfect. So as you do, you access the cameras that are on that floor. You see that there is kind of smoke and debris that is kind of filling up this entire room and floor. You actually see armed soldiers, full military garb, bulletproof vests, assault rifles in hand, moving like as a coordinated squad. And that's when you see something. You don't really know how to describe this. It's standing probably a good 8, 9 feet tall. When I say that there are so many muscles that it looks like this thing can't scratch its own head, it is like that, kind of hunched back a little bit, slowly just kind of strolling its way through. It just appears to be this freakishly roided out person, completely bald, eyes are whited out. Goes up to the elevator that makes its way down. One hand rips both of the doors off and proceeds to like hunch and squeeze its way like into this elevator, and you see that it drops and descends.
Okay, and to clarify, those armed forces were not ours. They were escorting this thing in, or they
Yes,
were. Okay,
that is correct. Those are not imp soldiers.
Cool.
So to
discerning
answer your
markings
question, you said
on
what's
them?
most vulnerable to me. The thing that would probably be the most susceptible to you specifically would be the soldiers. Your assumption is that they're probably just people.
Okay. Oh boy.
Do you want to use that third question, or do you just want to hold on to it for now?
I don't know. I feel like what's the biggest threat is kind of an obvious answer. It's kind of a gimme. I'm guessing it's the bitch coming down the elevator shaft. So I will report all this information back to the group. And I will advise incoming soldiers opposing military force. I cannot see any insignia on them. They are escorting, or were escorting, it's coming in hot now, some kind of big muscly creature. It looks to be maybe not sentient, but at least cognizant enough to know how to move through the building on its own. Coming in hot, straight down the elevator shaft.
How close are we to the elevator shaft?
Sorry, what was that?
How close are we to the elevator shaft?
I would say that you could probably be there in 20 seconds, a dead sprint.
Just going to open the door and we'll step outside and look towards the way the elevator shaft is.
And as you do, it feels almost as though time temporarily stops. You hear something like grinding down a cable. And then you hear something thunk, probably about 2 floors above you. You feel that shaking again. You hear it loud enough for you to hear below. Thud, 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 thud. Temporary pause. Right above you, you hear heavy footsteps land. And you hear thud, thud, thud. There is cracking going on above you. You see cracks emerge in the ceiling. Eventually, you see a massive, meaty fist come punching through and start like kind of tearing at this. And then you see this ball. Could you grab?
Yeah, could I just grab and yank?
You could. And as you try to yank, your feet come off the ground. And
don't even get a roll off of it? Damn.
I'm going to say no. In this case, not. And you are starting to get pulled up back through the hole.
Is the hole, even with me transformed, enough for me to come cleanly through the hole up?
No, not at all.
He's just banging you against the ceiling.
I'm gonna let go.
So you let go, and you see this like twisted, gnarled face kind of like lean in, look at all of you, and just goes, "Hello, imps," and just smiles with horrendous teeth, just god awful.
Sure. Hole.
And immediately Asher beams firing off.
You know what? Let's kick some ass on that.
Let's do it. I totally have dice in front of me, because I always do. Okay.
Golden little rocks.
Let's do it. So that is
Oh,
That is a 6.
Okay, on a 6. Well, 1, go ahead and mark XP. So you start shooting
Hooray.
all around the hole, and it actually gets wider, and then you see that this thing just like smashes its fist through, and then actually like drops down onto the floor. Takes up most of the hall that you're standing in. Just kind of like takes a moment to like slowly raise its head. Omega's so happy to see you.
What did it say?
Omega?
What was the name?
Who's
Omega?
first?
Omega.
Omega.
Omega. Wow.
Man, some pompous dick named you, didn't they?
Slowly like stands up,
Ah.
stretches. So who tried to shoot me?
I have a way to answer that. And then tries to fire again. I think just based on the bad roll from before, like the gun jams.
No, actually, you know what?
Oh.
Better. Because at this point, it's near impossible to miss this thing.
Oh,
How much damage does your weapon do?
My cannon does 4 harm.
Okay, so you inflict 4 harm. You get like a massive like blast like in this thing's like peck. You see the bullet kind of like tear through. It looks down, looks at you, and goes, "Oh, that hurt." And then you see the wound begin to instantly close.
See, you say that, but it doesn't. This is not fair. This is bullshit, is what it is.
Just smiles. My turn, and just starts like lumbering down the hallway at you. You see that Harry and Isaiah look at the two of you and just start shooting. You hear pistol fire, shotgun, cock, shotgun, pump, shotgun, pump. What are the rest of you doing as this thing is lumbering and just completely ignoring the gunfire coming from your allies? Oh, we lost Henry.
We did.
Oh.
Well, I got the thing.
Things are good. We like things.
I've got a thing called the wall, and I think what I want to do is I want to wait till the last second, when this thing has like a nice built up level of momentum, and then just throw it up right in front of it, and like abruptly arrest its momentum and just have it slam itself into my wall of ice.
Okay, now do you have to roll for magic on that one?
Yes, so it's combat magic, so I roll weird instead of kick some ass.
All right, let's see it.
So
You got this.
all right, 5, 4, and my weird is 2, so that is 5, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so your magic works without issue, and you get to choose your effect.
So I think in addition to the wall coming up, and I want to inflict harm with it. So not only does it like the wall come up and it gives us a little bit of cover against him, the speed with which he is running as he slams into this wall reverberates back into it.
You hear something crack on the other side of the wall. Like some bone definitely just snapped. And you just hear, "Oh, that's annoying!" And then like a fist starts slamming against it. You've bought yourself a little bit of time. And you hear over your comms, "Agents who are being attacked by a hostile force. We do not know what this thing is.
Oh.
Defeat it if you
Feels like a
can.
motherfucker.
If not, well, we might need to make a retreat."
Ha 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 ha.
Where do we even
I would like
retreat
to banish. I would like to cast out evil on this thing.
All right. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's go ahead and give it a shot.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna have to get rid of you. Thank you for visiting, though.
Thank you for
we love
visiting.
that.
Thank you
We
for
love
visiting.
visitors.
Get out of
That
my house.
is be like, it's time for you to get out of my house now, though. So that is 6, 3, 2. I can do math. 11.
Okay.
11?
And then could you remind me what that does on an 11?
So on a 10 plus, it is banished.
Okay. So as this thing begins to get its it starts like smashing through this wall. You see that like its hands like come through. It like tears open a hole the best they can, kicks its way through, and as it goes to make a strike, it just with a quick pop just disappears.
There are armed men on the upper levels coming down. I think we need to go deal with them next, ma'am.
That's not an issue.
Oh yeah, I
That's not a
completely
problem.
forgot about them. You're totally right. All right, let's go. And then she's just gonna take her sword and she's just skipping away while she's like like a baton with the sword, just like, okay, let's go.
You actually see that Harry is like looking at that wall monitor that Hesper you'd used earlier, and goes, "Hey, wait a second. Who is that?" And he kind of points the camera looking up at the first floor, and you see that there is this very thin man, very very thin, very tall, lanky, very long, thin blonde hair that has his eyes closed and appears to be chanting on the first floor.
Ooh,
I don't like that.
if I had to guess, that would be the creatures. I don't want to call it the Alpha, but like, isn't that how Omega works? Alpha and Omega. There's got to have a
Beta,
boss.
A gamma.
Gamma, Sigma. I don't know. Whatever.
It's something in there.
Something in there. I think that's
That's
him.
not my part of the fandom. I have no idea what's going on with that.
And at this point, you hear a ding, and you see a couple of elevator doors open, and you see probably 3 soldiers come out, and they raise their assault rifles, and there they all get them.
Right.
Asher immediately steps in front of everyone.
Okay. Asher, you know what? Let's have you protect someone.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let's roll some dice. Clickety clack.
So,
Just
roll stuff
imagine.
on that one.
I just imagine I'm skipping to the elevator doors and then they opens and like, oh.
Actually, in fact, like there's like the doors open and there's a pistol just like instantly in your face.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
That's an 11.
Okay, so on an 11, you get to choose an extra effect along with protecting your allies. Okay.
I'm gonna say that I suffer little harm. I think what
Okay.
happens is I sort of like step forward, and as they like open, assuming they open fire,
They do.
Yeah, I think it's just chipping off little bits of like rock and stone. There's little bits of dust flying everywhere, and then the bullets just sort of fall. Most of them, at least, just sort of fall to the ground, except for a few that Asha has to like go in and like pick out from between rocks and sort of like flick off.
Right. You're going to take 2 harm from that.
Sounds good.
And I would like to use Asher as kind of like a vaulting wall over them, over Asher, into the guys with the guns, and then just turn into a blender for a second.
Okay.
Can I help like fling him as he
Fastball
like goes
special,
under?
baby!
Oh
Yep,
my
full
god.
on
Are we
fastball
really
special.
fastball specialing this?
Absolutely.
Fastball
Specialing at
special.
point blank range into an elevator.
Yes, we
Oh my
are.
god. Okay. Asher, first, give me a help out, please.
Sure. This is just a full on. That elevator is just a blender of death at this point.
Look
That's a
away,
10.
Harry. You don't need to see this.
Avert your eye.
Avert your
Harry
eyes.
does not need to see this.
Look away.
So
Well, actually,
that
you've already
is-
seen it.
that is actually a 9, not a 10. Sorry.
Okay, so on a 9, you'll grant a +1 to Henry, but you are going to expose yourself to travel with danger. I think you're already doing that, so narratively it makes sense that you kind of grab Henry and just chuck him. Henry, go ahead and give me some kick.
Makes sense,
Let's
makes sense.
kick some ass.
Perfect. So, let's see here. That gives us 11 plus 1 for 12.
Okay, so you get the extra effect as well. So you're going to inflict harm, and then what would you like to
I'll
do?
kill everybody. I'm just harming everybody. It's not one target, it's everybody.
Okay,
Plunder
all right.
of death.
So
Plunder of death.
how much is that?
3 armor piercing for everybody.
Okay, so you cut 1 soldier down. The other 2 are looking.
I'm sorry, 4. It's 4 no armor for anybody. It's 4
Oh.
armor piercing.
Okay, then in that case, yeah, you get fastball specialed, and just there are screams for a moment, and then the hall is eerily silent afterwards. The bodies of the soldiers splayed out in front of you.
You do see a bit of a more feral look as soon as the human blood hits Henry's mouth.
And Asher's gonna look over at Hesper and go, "First try, no practice. The kids call it eating."
I think you mean 8?
I'm gonna climb up the hole now. I'm gonna climb up the hole.
At this point, you get this very staticky voice coming in over your comms. Agents, this is Librarian Untha Masao. We're being overwhelmed on the upper floors. It's best that you make a retreat. We have a safe house in Chicago. If you can get your way up to the 8th floor, we can get you sent there.
Chicago.
The home of all the Frank Lloyd Wright houses. Not all. Some. Most. There's a whole neighborhood.
Is that the place that's
and
windy?
Way too many X's.
That's your problem.
But it is windy, right? Okay, windy. Windy City.
I have been able to trace a magical surge originating from that area. We'll need you to go and investigate, see if you can disrupt this source, and find out whatever that thing was. In the meantime, we're barricading ourselves in here. Do everything that you can. We're working on contacting the other EMP's locations.
Understood. Round it up. No time for supplies.
Basically, whatever you have on you, you can grab a couple of things from this meeting room where you currently are, and that will be essentially what you're going to have to take with you. Harry starts loading things up. Isaiah also starts reloading his shotgun and starts kind of grabbing whatever he can.
Do we want to try to make it to the 8th floor, or do we want to try to just have me shoot for Chicago and we find the source on our own from here?
Can you get us
Seems
there?
like time is of the essence.
I can get us
All
to
of us?
Chicago. I can get us to Chicago. I can't get us to the exact location. I don't have the exact location. So our options are go to the or fight to the 8th floor, try to make it to the 8th floor, get sent to Chicago, or we take our chances finding the source on our own. Ma'am, this is your call.
I think we should just go straight there. I mean, I don't think we'll have too big of a problem trying to find the source. I think time is of the essence. I agree. So I think we should just go straight there.
Right. I will do some big magic.
Okay. Harry's actually going to give you an assistance on this. So I'm going to say that you're going to have a +1 on this check as well. As he begins kind of like preparing some of the materials that you need. You see he starts like etching symbols like onto the ground around you as you begin casting this spell. Nayla, I'm going to say that you're going to be closest to the monitor. You see that very thin man staring right at the camera, and you get the sense that he's looking right at you.
I would like to wink to assert dominance.
And you see just the smallest like flicker of a smirk on his face.
I would also like to let comms know that, like, hey, we're not going to make it to the 8th floor. We're just going to go straight there. That way they know what's going on.
Understood. We'll be conducting research as well, and we will be trying to get whatever assistance that we can. You will have access to your IMP's supplies, and if all else fails, we can send transport for you. It just might take a little bit to get there.
Okay. Do you know the location that we should be aiming for or heading towards once we get to Chicago?
Unfortunately, it seems that we can get it narrowed down to a couple of blocks, but that's about it.
All right. We'll figure out the rest. Don't worry.
Okay, Hesper, how'd you do on that roll?
All right, so I got a 5 and a 2, and my weird is +2, so that's 5. That's 9. And then you said Harry was helping me
For a +1. So
Okay.
you're
Maybe.
as you are casting this ritual, the runes begin to light up around you. What color does your magic look like again? I know that you primarily focus on ice.
So she focuses on ice, so it is blue. It is various shades of blue, and I think for the portaling in particular, it's kind of like a soft blue, like in that blue lilac crossover color, because it's not strictly ice magic that she's doing, but that ice magic always is like tinging everything she does. So like the temperature in the room definitely drops as this
Actually,
opens.
just had a quick idea for you. What if when you're casting this, like underneath you, it actually like spreads out and just becomes like perfectly clear ice, and you can see a destination opening up in closer to downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Van Helsing, like mirror transport thing.
Yeah, we can do that. We can just have a little. We could just have a cheeky little just boop,
Yep.
boop on through.
Okay, and then you are all able to, as you begin making your way to this portal, you do hear that pop sound again.
I'm gonna take a second
And
look around.
You look behind you, and the being calling itself Omega is standing in that hallway once again.
I'm shoving people through the ice portal just aggressively.
You hear the slow, steady thump of feet approaching you, and then you hear this almost earth-shattering yell coming from behind you. And as you step through, you feel a presence kind of like smash into the portal behind you. Not permitted to get through, and you step out into the cold evening air of downtown Chicago. You're immediately hit with a cacophony of sound. You hear train coming over you. And you see that people are just instantly staring. Somebody pulls up a phone and just like clicks a picture because, let's be honest, you all just bamped into the middle of a crowded street.
It'll teach me not to wear pants.
I'll be like, you
Subtlety.
delete that right now.
We're not trained for subtlety. We're trained to make problems go away. So I don't. That's not our problem. That's another division's problem.
Isaiah like collapses like part of his shotgun and like buries it like into his jacket. We should go.
You don't have a permit for Illinois?
Even if you have a permit, it just makes people nervous.
That's fair.
You make people nervous.
Yeah. I'm always towards Asher and myself. Like, yeah, the shotguns would make people. Is what's making people nervous right now.
Oh, am I making people nervous? I know how to solve this. And I was just gonna turn to like one of the people recording and just sling the giant hand cannon over their shoulder and go.
You do hear like this chuckling kind of like emerging from people. Are y'all cosplayers or what? Are you shooting a movie?
You have no idea. You have no idea how much it costs to make some of these suits. Unfortunately, we do have to get going.
But
There's like a
grab
little
Asher's
like
arm
round of
and start
applause.
pulling him.
Asher's gonna like point the gun at the person who asked that, not like aggressively, but and like to emphasize and go. Just remember, nothing beats practical effects.
You see Isaiah and Harry pull up phones and start kind of like typing a few things in. Well, we have a safe house that's a couple of blocks away from here. It seems as though it's going to be underneath a parking garage. Figure that might be a decent spot to rest up, try to get an assessment of what we're dealing with.
Why do you always put us underground?
Okay. You see Isaiah looks and just goes, well, let's do just some quick math here. We look like normal people. Points at Asher. Not at all. Points at Henry.
I resent
90%
that.
of the time I do. 90% of the
Possible.
time I do.
I
Yeah,
look like
possible.
exactly what you would expect a golem to look like. Maybe not so much a demon, but they don't know that part, so it doesn't matter.
That's right. You're a handsome one.
Look, I'm just saying. At least this one's not as deep, I guess.
I take a fucking Motel 6. Come on.
We can get one real quick. I've got the company card.
If you got the company card, we could probably do better than Motel 6.
I'm kidding. I don't
I
have the
think
company.
you're right.
We don't have company cards.
Let's just go down. Let's just go down.
We have an subterranean Arctic base. We have to have money.
We have money,
think-
but they don't.
I don't think they allow us access to that type of money because we
It's
would do things
crypto,
like
guys,
virtual
come
Motel
on.
6.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wait, what? We don't like crypto all of a sudden?
Sure, I've never liked crypto.
You
Yeah, all of a
did?
sudden. That's the part that I'm stuck on.
You mean all of a sudden?
He-
Next
Henry.
year, tell me you have NFTs stashed away.
Ugh.
The first thing I did when I get access to my first Bitcoin was stockpiling NFTs. I have an NFT of Shaq in a wig dancing like the Lord of the Dance, and it's amazing.
Oh my god.
And all
Harry-
of the like environmental problems. I can't do a kissing noise. I don't have lips, but I you know what I mean.
Yeah, and Harry is walking next to you. Asher, how are you supposed to be this like big badass harbinger of the apocalypse, and yet you fall for crypto scams?
It's only a scam if you don't know what they're doing.
No, that's just wasting your money.
I don't think that's how that works.
That's not how that works.
Anyway, here's the spot, and you just see that you're standing in front of a blank brick wall in front of you. Now, one of you want to get us in, or
We
I'll
have to
go
knock the wall down?
Do the wall signature.
so yeah, as you kind of like quickly carve this spell into it, you see that the doors slowly open, and there is a small lift that takes you, honestly, probably only about like 8 feet down. It opens, and the fluorescent lights kick on. You can see by the healthy layer of dust that Imps hasn't used this location in quite some time.
I do feel the need to point out that we did just get another $50 donation
Another $50 donation.
with the request
Rocket.
to bring on the next apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let us
that's
fight.
Spicy.
So first of all, let's see which monster do I want to throw at you guys, because I have multiple. I prepared for this.
Which monster is actually living in this house?
Yeah, right?
Who's
I'm looking
home?
over right now. Isn't this? This looks familiar. Was this where we went after Boise?
Yeah. Like, I guess so. They all kind of blur together.
Didn't we leave something here?
I guess.
You feel a rumbling under your feet, and you see that Harry just like looks down, looks at all of you. How is it that wherever I go with you, the worst things keep coming out of the ground?
Hey Harry, maybe it's not us. Maybe it's you.
Oh.
To be fair, before you, the past 3 apocalypses came from the sky.
Wait, hang on. Let's not all stockpile on old Henry here. He's been putting in a lot of work, and I think it's important.
You see, he just like kind of like
Henry's my name!
slowly just sits up. I didn't get to see Godzilla.
I'll sure put like a hand on his shoulder and go, and without like looking at him, go, "Don't worry, kid. We'll make sure you get to see Godzilla." And then turn the other way at the rest of the group and go,
I have seen Godzilla. I have seen him.
And it's at this time that you see a massive crack form in the concrete underneath your feet.
All right. Who's up?
And you see 2, we're going to say large hands. Asha, probably about the same size as yours. Come like splintering like up through the ground, slowly like turning to the side.
Are they bony like the last ones was?
Yes, actually, I'm so glad that you mentioned that. And then you see that they push aside, and you see this like massive monstrosity of a head just like push its way up and just says, "You."
Same one.
Exact
Right,
same one.
Cool. I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to use Dark Negotiator,
Okay.
which lets me talk to and manipulate monsters and things as if they were people, so long as they can reason and talk.
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
Do it.
can definitely talk. You know what? I would say I would allow you to attempt to manipulate someone on this, or I would say act under pressure.
I will take the manipulate someone because I get a better die roll out of that.
All right.
I will take a 13.
13. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so then they'll do it for the reason you gave them. So what are you saying as you attempt to manipulate this creature,
I
this
am
additional harbinger?
informing him. I'm informing this harbinger as a reiteration. Last time we kicked his ass in less than 5 seconds, we had just got done wiping the floor with his brother. We are fresh and angry at the moment, and I will enjoy turning him into a toothpick to clean his flesh out of my fangs if he doesn't just go back and we'll do this fucking later.
So you see these like very
I remind him
teeth.
just over his face. Yeah.
Just smiles at you. You don't understand who you're talking to. You can feel the like air around you beginning to heat up. You may have defeated me last time, temporarily held me from coming to this realm. The problem is, I wasn't at my full strength then. I am now.
Right. Could I go ahead and fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and give him another matching set of scars.
All right. You know what? Let's kick some ass as you engage Mordosh, the Harbinger of Rage.
Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead. That is because I can use the plus weird. That's a 9 plus 3 for weird for a 12, sir.
Okay, so you'll get an additional effect on this.
I take less damage.
Okay. So as you begin to
and again, it is 4 harm, no armor.
Okay. All right. So as you begin tearing into his face, you see that more and more hands begin kind of like rupturing out, and then every single one of them comes and starts to claw. Oh, hi, Penny. Begins to clobber on you. You feel bones breaking. You feel something get shifted where it definitely shouldn't as you take what feels like 100 hands smashing into you. You're going to take 5. It would be 5 harm. You're going to take 4.
Oh, that hurt. Okay.
How are the rest of you reacting as Henry immediately attacks this thing and attempts to intimidate it?
Unquenchable vitality allows me to, when I take harm, I can heal myself on a cool roll.
Okay.
That is the last part of my toolkit.
Just as a quick heads up, we did both just break our goal, and get another $50 donation for
another. Oh my god! Somebody wants you all to die.
No, for real.
They've been very blatant about that in the chat. They don't want the chit chat. They want the fight.
That's true.
They're helping us test our theory. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. So that is a 10, which on a 10 plus allows me to heal 2 self-harm, and I am stabilized. So I have 2 damage.
Okay. So as you're taking like the brunt of these blows, you begin like you feel things kind of shifting back to where they should be as you are able to sustain just dozens and dozens of these hands punching into you. The rest of you, because we just got another donation, hear a thud and a crack coming from the wall, and you see like this like very muscly hand kind of like reach through and start tearing across. You thought you could get away from us? and looks at the rest of you, and then points specifically at you, Nayla. That was annoying.
I mean, not annoying enough if you came back for more.
You die first, and is going to start like charging and just like rears back to get a swipe on you.
Cool. I'm going to engage and swing my sword at this
All right,
thing.
I'm going to say that is probably going to be kick some ass.
Yeah.
Usher, Hesper, what are you doing now that you have these two massive creatures basically filling up the entirety of this hideout that you had? That is clearly not very secure anymore.
I think I'm gonna help Nayla.
Okay.
I got this. It's fine.
Okay.
So
Hesper, give me a help out, please.
Yeah. Where is
Roll plus cool. You get it because you're a nice mage.
Here. 8.
Okay. Let's see. So on an 8, you are going to grant them a +1, but you are going to expose yourself to trouble or danger. I feel like already kind of given in this situation.
That's fine. Yeah.
So Nayla, whatever you rolled, you get an additional +1.
Okay, so it's a total of 12.
12. Okay, so how much damage are you going to inflict in that case?
My damage with my sword is 3 harm, hand fire holy.
Okay, so you are going to be able to choose an additional effect as well. Would you like to gain the advantage, inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them?
Inflict terrible harm.
Okay, so that turns it into 5 harm.
They'll be like, "How you like them apples?"
Okay. So as you slash across, this like heavy, meaty hand like kind of collides into you, kind of knocking you toward the ground, and you are going to take you're going to take 3 harm from that strike.
Ooh.
Asher, you got big ol' Omega, you got Mordosh sharing the same room. At the moment, 2 of your teammates are getting punched to hell and back, almost literally in this case. How do you react?
So I think Asher looks between the two, and the first thought is to try and even the numbers on the other side. But also, it seems like two of our allies are getting beat to hell and back. So Asher is going to try and rip the door, like the thick door off the hinges, and attempt to pummel Omega with it.
Okay.
So
all right.
Better.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to say, yeah, I think that's still going to be a kick some ass on this one.
Sure. Will this count towards my mayhem?
I would say so.
Awesome. Yeah, so my thought is to try and hit him with it and maybe pin him. So like hit him into a wall and then like lean on the door or what's left of it after that. Sorry, but I'll be back to you in a second. I gotta roll dice.
You're like, I have to make a roll.
He gave me the stinkest stink eye.
Father,
Stink
why?
eye.
Father betrayed me.
The
Okay, so-
bombastic side eye.
So that's a 9.
The bombastic.
Okay, so let's see. So you're both going to inflict harm on each other. How much? I would say that with this heavy door, how much does your cannon normally do?
So my cannon does 4.
I would say that with this being a heavy door, I'd say 3 harm.
Okay, yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
And I want to try and like, I also get to, I hit, so I have to roll plus the harm I caused. So you said it was 3 harm?
Yes.
I'll be back. You gotta be patient, man. He has no chill. I spoil him too much. That is an 8. So I would like to say that I'm gonna cause some massive property damage here. If that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Not like this place is foundational or anything. It's
I mean, no, not at all.
no.
You know what? I'm going to say, just for an epic moment, that you take this door and you uppercut this thing like hard enough that it actually goes like flying up and like you eject it like up into the street.
Perfect.
So as you do this, though, you do feel a blazing pain in your side, and you look down, and there is this like skewered tendril that has like stuck into you, and it has like sprouted off of this thing's back. You're gonna take 3 harm.
No, don't love that.
Ew.
I'm looking real bad.
Am I close to you at all?
Yeah, because Usher came up and basically like uppercutted this thing with a door, so standing right next to you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can I lay hands?
Yeah,
I wanna lay hands.
absolutely.
Lay hands.
So
What do I have to
you
do?
channel into your inner divinity, and you put your hands on this wound as you see this like tendril get like pulled out, and it goes like launching up out of the new hole that is now in the ceiling. There is a hole in the ceiling, a hole in the wall, hole in the floor. Shit's looking real bad, y'all.
How
Good
much
lord.
does lay on hands heal?
So I'm still 1v1ing this fucking eldritch monstrosity from beyond.
At the moment, yes.
I'm gonna come help you.
Cool.
Second.
Cool. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to take another bite.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Go for it. You're just like mauling onto this thing's face, and it's just trying to punch back. By the way, really quick, everybody is going to take 1 harm in the room as the air begins to like flicker and ignite around you just from the pure rage of this creature.
So this
Harm,
is
you
very,
said?
very
Yes.
important. How much?
I will not.
So-
my armor takes that.
So
This is
question,
very
real
important.
quick.
How much does lay on hands heal?
I guess it's 1. It says on a 7 to 9 you can heal the harm or illness as on a 10 plus, but you take it onto yourself. So I guess it says on a 10 plus you heal 2 harm
Okay.
or an illness. So I guess I heal 2 for you and take 2 for me.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding that. Okay.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Right, cool.
Right. So, question real quick, because of verbiage on unquenchable vitality. When I take harm, I can heal myself flat. So, does that proc off of this as well?
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. 8 plus 2 for 10. So that heals me. That actually healed me more.
Okay. Oh my god.
I'm rebounding faster than this thing can kill me. Yes.
Okay. You know what? Actually, that's probably for the best at the moment. I don't know about y'all. I feel like this is spiraling out of control a lot more so than I thought it would.
All right, time for damage. I'm going to actually have to burn my first luck for a 12 because that was a 3, and I refuse to get anything under than a 10 fighting this thing.
Okay,
which
all right.
I think is fair.
Okay, so
I think that's fair.
All right, so that was on the kick smash, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll a 12. Yeah, so that still gives me. Yeah, it's a 12. So.
Okay,
yeah.
so what would you like for your extra effect?
Less damage.
Less damage. Okay, so in that case, you are going to take another 4 harm as these fists smash into you, and oh boy. Okay, Hesper, things are looking a little rough. Just a little bit. What would you like to do?
So I know what this one creature is, and I don't know what the other creature is, and I think we need to focus more of our attention on the creature we don't know. So to do that, I want to make the first one go away so Henry can help. So I'm going to recite the Latin.
That worked last time.
We're just switching the names.
I'm going to recite the Latin to evict him so that we can focus our attention on this weird boy who's out in the streets. And I feel like it would be much more appropriate for us to just spend our time tussling in the streets, which I feel like is honestly where we do our best work. So I want to evict him.
I'm going to say that this is going to require big magic.
That's fine. Oh, what am I sacrificing?
Let's see. That's a great question.
Henry.
I'm going to say that that is a good question. Work with me on this one. What do you think would work as a sacrifice?
I think in this case, I think in this case, there's no way for because I'm probably going to have to rush it. I think there's no way I'm not going to experience some kind of like magical feedback backlash.
Okay. Yeah, no, that I can definitely work with that. So I'm going to say that you are going to take some harm from this.
Okay.
Some big magic.
Big magic. That's a 5. That's a 6. 11, 12, 13.
13. Okay.
So 13, but I'm still taking damage.
Yep. I'm going to say that you're going to take 2 harm from this. So as you just rapidly start chanting in Latin under your breath, Harry's actually going to go up and he'll start chanting with you to try to like siphon some of the effect, because this is going to hurt. And you all hear Harry let out a scream as he falls to his knees. Hesper, you feel something burning. You can feel like kind of like scarring, like starting to like appear like next to your eyes. Your eyes are glowing like pure white as you do cast this. And despite the fact, like, you push through the pain and you hear this creature that as it's like laying its fists into Henry, you can see that part of it's like starting to like fade away and disintegrate. Go, no, not again. And then with just a slight pop, is banished from your current plane of existence.
Sorry
Last thing it says on the way out.
Love that.
Sorry to send your friend home early, but our new friend requires extra attention.
Yeah, I know. I'm coming. Just you see him take two stumbling steps as the last of his broken leg snaps back into place.
Speaking of extra attention,
okay, we're good.
We did just get another $50 donation.
Another 50. Okay. Okay. All right. So I will say,
I think they want to see me. I think they want to see Henry dead. I think that's what it is.
Okay, so I do want to just like be very mindful of the time. I think that as you are all kind of like squaring up and you're beginning to like make your way out of this upper hole that has been created by Oscar, I think that might be a good spot to go ahead and take a quick break.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Ooh.
So you quickly like reload weapons. Oscar, you like sling this. I'm assuming, are you taking the door with you?
Yeah, absolutely. If I can, for sure.
Okay. So you sling this over your shoulder, and you begin to launch yourselves like up out of this hole. Hesper, you're gonna have to actually leave soon, correct?
Relatively soon, yeah. I can't go much past 11, unfortunately, tonight. I must turn into a pumpkin and get ready for work tomorrow.
Okay, so let's go ahead and take our break there, and then we can get just like a quick narrative wrap up for your character, and then we will continue.
Awesome.
Okay, so stick around. Thank you so much for the donation so far, everybody, and it's going to be a wild ride for the end of this. This is a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
Yep. All right. Yeah, we'll be back in about 15. We're gonna go use the bathroom, stretch our legs, grab a snack, drink some water, do the things we got to do while we can't do while we're here. You should go do the same, but before you do, you should go donate and then go off to do what you need to do. But we'll be back soon, and we'll see you then. Okay, bye. Hey, y'all, we're back here with the second part of Monster of the Week, Part 2 Apocalyptic Boogaloo. It's been a great time so far. We are neck deep in like 4 or 5 apocalypses. Apocalypse? I don't know what you want to call it, but whatever it is,
Fine.
it's not good. I'm going to throw things back to our Taleslinger so you can take it from here.
Okay, so you know what? I feel like we've been having some crazy momentum going into this, so let's maintain that momentum a little bit. So when we left off, you had all been teleported out of your location in Imp's headquarters in the Arctic to Chicago to try fleeing from something that has been tearing your people to pieces. You were attacked by soldiers, and so far the safe house is not safe. Thanks to some very substantial donations. Again, thank you so much for that. You're also making my life hell. I love you for it. We had a couple of massive creatures come busting into this. One is the massive Resident Evil esque creature that is just known as Omega, and the other was a Harbinger of Rage. The Harbinger has been currently dispelled for the moment, and you are all beginning to make your way up into the street. Casper, how are you feeling now that you've cast this spell? Your eyes have faded again, but the scars are definitely remaining. They're kind of like carved like around your head, about halfway or so.
I don't love it, but I have definitely been in worse positions. I'm gonna scrape Harry off the ground and drag him up the stairs back onto the street because there is no. We don't get to take breaks.
So I would ask because last we saw Omega, this thing had been hurtled up into the street. It has landed. You see that like one of the arms was dangling wrong. You hear it's like a bone snapping as it regenerates a bit more. Looks up and just goes, "Okay, you're all really starting to piss me off."
Starting.
Yeah, you're just a little bit annoying.
Then we're not doing a good enough job.
They were a lot annoying.
So, how are we doing this? 4-on-1 or 1-on-1, like men?
Damn, bud, I'm an actual demon, and even I think that was misogynistic.
The fuck was that?
Right?
Yeah,
Do
like,
better.
You know what? Fuck this. And it's going to like come running up and is just going to uppercut Henry as hard as he can.
Cool. So
Ooh.
here's what's gonna happen when he tries to do that. Because I'm assuming that this is a kick some ass roll, right?
I would say so.
Cool.
Or I would also accept act under pressure.
Nah, this is a kick some ass roll. Because he's been talking nothing but mad smack that Henry hasn't been able to do shit about with. And talking mad shit is Henry's fucking job. God damn it. So 5, 6, 11, 14.
Okay, is that with
And
kick
I am
some ass?
I'm doing that with kick some ass. I'm doing the additional damage for the 4 armor piercing plus the additional damage. I will regen the fucking damage he's doing to me. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm going to try to take the hand that is punching towards me off.
So as you do, you like slice that hand off. He just kind of like looks at the stump, and it like kind of bleeding. And you see that like the hand is actually like held by these like strands of blood, and then it just like snaps back up and goes. Mm. And then the other hand is like the one that catches you in the jaw. You are going to take.
Cool.
You know what? I'm going to say that you are going to take 3 harm from this.
I take 1 harm from this. Yeah, healing.
Okay. Hesper, As you are watching this unfold, Isaiah, the agent that has been with you since this escape occurred, kind of looks at you and says, "You feel that, right? Like, I feel like there's some kind of like binding spell that's holding this thing in place."
That's
my
probably
read on it.
That's probably the signature that they were picking up back at headquarters.
Yeah, I would say that's a safe bet. I feel like something that potent, controlling something this powerful, can't be that far, right?
Not if we can feel it at this distance.
Yeah. Nayla, a tendril is going to like sprout off of Omega's back. Is going to come like flying at you, and is going to attempt to impale you with essentially a long, thin blade.
The audacity. Can I like? I want to try to dodge.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
I would say that would be act under pressure.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to do that. Like, get away from me, my good sir.
Unhand me, thought.
Yeah, like, like, bitch. That's a 9.
Okay, so on a 9. Okay.
Yeah, 9. It's a 9.
Okay,
it's
so
not
on a,
spicy.
I'm going to give you a price to pay for this.
Oh, boy.
So you are going to be able to get out of the way. I'm going to say that you're actually going to like bring your sword up, and you're able to like catch like this barb as you're moving. But unfortunately, it is going to tear like your sword from your hands. It's going to get flung probably about a block down the street.
A block. Oh, all right.
And you see that like as Omega kind of like straightens up after like uppercutting Henry, you see that a third arm begins to kind of like grow and sprout from one of the sides.
Unacceptable.
Well, come on then. What you got?
Is he? I'm gonna look around. Like, is he talking to me? Is he?
This is to the entire, like, to all of you.
Okay, I was like,
So, question.
When might have an answer.
When I bit down, did it taste like human blood?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Perfect.
I will tell you this. It is a combination of a wide varieties of blood.
Perfect. You taste like the underside of a fucking zoo.
Well, you can thank my father for that one.
Oh no. Elijah, do you think the magic is what's holding their generation?
I haven't gone anything against like quite to this scale, but I do know that I know necromancers used to do something like this in order to, kind of keep their hordes together. That would be my assumption. If we can cut it off from the source, then maybe that would at least slow it down a little bit.
Ma'am, permission to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to say.
What do you want me to roll?
I would say give me a read a bad situation.
Okie dokie, I can do that. I can read. I went to school. I can read. 6, 7, 8, 9, and my sharp is 1, so 10.
Okay. So you need to hold 3.
I think the what's my best way out? What's my best way in? And what is most vulnerable to me?
Okay. So let's see. So I'm going to say,
yeah.
what is most vulnerable to you? Unfortunately, at the moment, you're not able to exactly tell, just because nothing seems to really be phasing this creature. Um, I will say that your best way out is actually going to literally be running down like in any direction, but you do get a sense that you see that there is this what appears to be like a large vacated building a couple of blocks away. You think that you're getting a pull of magic from that direction.
Okay. I'm gonna latch onto that pull like a homing beacon, like a pigeon, and I'm gonna take off in that direction.
And I'm actually so glad that you mentioned that you're going to latch onto it, because it's at this moment that you feel something essentially kind of like lasso around your waist, and the rest of you see Hesper disappears.
Oh no!
Well,
Oh, it sucks when someone else does it to us. That's our trick.
Asher,
yep.
you have this like extending fist launching in your direction. What are you doing?
I think that Asher is distracted for a moment, seeing Hesper vanish. And then is gonna sort of like pull the door up and step to the side at the last second to try and like absorb some of the blow.
Okay.
And then press the muzzle of the hand cannon against the door and try and fire through it.
Okay. I would say that sounds like an act under pressure to me, personally.
Sure, yeah, for sure. That's cool, right?
Let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I have a decision to make.
Does it start the apocalypse?
It
Really?
is start the apocalypse.
Can it really be any worse? Than
Don't
what's
say
going
that.
on
Never
right
say
now?
that. I got.
Don't say that. I'm
5.
hurtling through an abyss.
Exactly. I got a 5. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep my 5.
Okay, gotta keep the 5. Okay, so as you like, you're essentially like barricading, like using this door as a shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you like go to position this, you lose sight of where this thing is coming, and then you are holding this, and the door gets rocked into your face. You lose your feet, and you get like slammed into the wall. You are embedded in the concrete at the moment, and at the moment you are just stuck. I'm going to say that you're going to take 4 harm from that.
4 harm. I am going
Oh.
to start the apocalypse then, because otherwise I am dying. So I'm gonna use my luck to reduce that harm to 0. Which will give me a grand total of
So
0
less.
remaining luck.
Okay.
What is the last sign of the apocalypse?
What is the last sign that occurs?
We're gonna say that the last sign of the apocalypse is, yeah, rain of fire. That seems accurate for what's happening right now.
Okay. Okay. Hesper, we're going to kick back to you very quickly. So, as you disappear in a brief moment, you reappear, and you are in a dark room. You can see that there is lights kind of coming through a window, and you see the silhouette of a tall, lean figure, just arms crossed behind the back, staring out the window. Just at this moment, begins to look up, and then you see that was already a dark night gets even darker as clouds roll over, and the first patter of fire comes streaking.
Oh.
Well, it would appear that we have failed. I have to say, Miss Hesper, the way that you slowed down Omega, and your magic is quite annoying, I must admit, has really become a thorn in the side of the US government.
Fucking feds.
Slowly turns, and you recognize it as the individual that you saw back at Emps. Your entire squad of freak shows has apparently just started the apocalypse.
Yeah, because you rolled into our house.
Because you had a harbinger of the apocalypse with you.
Yeah. It's also his house.
And we were trying to remove a threat.
Maybe you should have called.
Well,
Not that we negotiate. But maybe you should have called.
Well, I suppose at this moment the only thing that we're going to be able to do is hunker down and wait out the end. Well, those of us that are still alive, I don't anticipate all of you getting out of this. Omega was our creation, after all. And I assume that without your aid, he should start tearing apart your teammates in rather short order. Would you like to watch?
No, I'm gonna do my job.
Well,
I'm gonna
can't have
start
that. You see
blasting.
that and you
Oh
see
no.
he pulls a pistol out and just immediately quick draws and aims at you. So what would you like to do?
I am gonna do blast, which is 2 harm, magic, close, obvious, and loud. I'm gonna blast him through the glass window.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend my luck to do it, so that's 12, bitch.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Is that on magic or kick some ass?
It is a kick some ass roll.
Okay. So what would you like for your additional effect?
I want to put him where I want him. And where I want him is through that glass window out onto the sidewalk.
All right. I'm gonna say that you're on a second story, so it's probably a good 15-20 foot fall. So you blast, and you do hear a gunshot. You feel a pain in your shoulder as you take an additional 2 harm from the gunshot.
I take 1.
As armor, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Okay. So your body armor does absorb most of the blow, but you do hear this person shout as your blast catches him, launches him through the window, and you do hear a thud, and just hear, "Oh! You're gonna have to do better than that."
I'm gonna comms my friends. I'm gonna tell them it's a government authorized goon. And then Hesper's gonna go run around the building to try to shut off the magic. And I'm gonna go run away and get ready for dealing with my boss.
All right.
My big boss.
So Hesper, you begin making your way downstairs, and you actually, no, better yet, you are actually going to kind of plant yourself, and you start chanting just kind of a general counter charm that for ways to start suppressing magic. And at this moment, you're going to be just hunkering down as best you can.
I'm gonna do my job like I told Nayla I was gonna go do.
Okay. Just real quick. So unfortunately, Julia is going to have to leave us. Can you give us just a quick shout out plug for yourself?
Yeah, sure. So thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for all the donations. Much appreciated. You can find me at Hexbot on all social media platforms. You can find me most primarily on Live from the Apocalypse. I'm there every other Wednesday, every other Thursday, every other Saturday, and every other Sunday. That includes this upcoming Saturday, where we're going to be doing a Grimoire Punk game for March, as we take a brief hiatus on our usual Saturday morning cartoon class reunion. But so you can catch me there. That'll be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also raising money over there. We're not for profit. So yeah, I will see you guys later.
Okay. It has been
don't die, guys.
It has been a pleasure
No
having
promises.
you with us. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay. So, Asher, you've been pinned into the wall. Henry, you recently took an uppercut. Nayla, you lost your sword, and as you look for where it went, you hear glass shatter, and you hear a very faint thud coming from probably a block or 2 away.
Nice. She's doing what she needs to do. Um, I would like to call in whatever. I think we need a vehicle at this point. I think a vehicle would be very nice.
Is the intent to retreat or drop something off? What would you like them to do?
I mean, maybe to retreat a little bit. I don't know. My primary focus is to get my sword and then get back into the thick of it.
Bring me
But
your
I
Gatling
also
I mean, it could also just be disposable reinforcements. It could just be a goon squad.
yeah.
All right. All right. So Nayla, you call in this request for aid, and you hear, Roger should be there in about 45 seconds.
That's
Henry.
fast.
Uh,
Yep.
You see that like more appendages are coming off of this thing. And you see a vast array of fists, blades, what appear to be like skewer-like appendages. Why don't you die?
First bitch.
And it's just going to like let out a quick barrage of blows in your direction. Like one is going to catch you in the chest. One's going to one's going to like stab you through the shoulder. Another one's going to like try to swipe at your legs. How are you going to attempt to get out of this?
No, I'm not getting out. I'm pushing through to kick some fucking ass. I'm going after this fucking thing.
All right, let's kick some ass.
All right. So that gives me 8 on the die plus 3 for 13.
Oh.
On that, I'm going to go ahead, do my 4 armor piercing, reducing the damage dealt.
All right. So in that case, you are going to take 3 harm.
Let me see how much I'm actually taking. I'm taking 1 harm.
All right.
And yeah, and dealing 4.
Okay. So you gash in, you're able to kind of like shrug through and like push through some of the blows, and you get this. Are you fighting with your teeth, claws? Like what's?
Oh yeah, not teeth. It's I'm taking chunks out of this thing.
Yeah,
and spitting them away.
Yeah, you're like as soon as you bite and you tear and spit, and like you see that it's healing, but it's actually a little slower than it was last time, as you're just getting in these ferocious hits.
What's wrong? Running out of juice?
Not quite. And just like uses like one hand, grabs you around the neck, and like lifts you up. All right, that's it. You're annoying. Time out.
No, I point towards Asher. He's annoying.
Asher is like slowly prying himself out of the wall.
Also, how are you all reacting to the literal rain of fire that's starting to occur?
One thing at a time.
That is the vibe. 100%. That is the vibe. Yes.
Okay.
Stop, drop, and roll, baby.
All right.
Stop, drop, and roll.
I think when it first starts, there's a moment where Asher, knowing exactly what's happening here, is just like, "Oh fuck." But then there is, we have other pressing matters to deal with.
All right. So, Asha, you like make your way like out of the wall. Take a moment to like recompose yourself. I will say that at this point, that door that you kind of use as a shield is just smashed. It's basically useless.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But there are cars now.
But there are cars now, which I think is what I'm thinking about. Actually, I think, yeah, as Asher sort of like pries themselves out of the wall and like brushes themselves off, there's a bunch of bits of pebble and stone and clay that sort of fall off. I think noticeably Asher is fairly slimmer than he has ever been. Save the last mission where he became a literal pile of rocks. And occasionally he just kind of gets pelted by bits of fire, and for a moment there's bits of him that are just like flaming, and then it sort of goes out. And Asher is going to. You said that we had heard trains earlier, correct?
Yeah, you had.
I think Asher would like to try and throw a train car at this guy.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, that is definitely. I'm going to say this is going to be act under pressure, and I am going to say that you're going to have a -1 on this.
I'm cool with that. So I will point out that with Mayhem, I can grab stuff that's like bus sized.
Okay. No. It's just at this point, it's that you're trying to like you're going to have to like leap up, like separate a like moving train car,
Yeah, 100%.
and then like
Yep.
hop off with it.
Yeah,
Drive it
100%.
down.
Trying to like drive it down and like pile. Usher's trying to pile drive the train car into this.
Okay.
this-
Yeah.
Thing.
Let's act under pressure here.
Yeah, it's super
With that,
fair.
don't forget -1.
Okay. Nope, that's good. That is a 9.
9. Okay. So, I'm going to say that you're going to have a worse outcome.
Yeah,
with
I'm
this.
cool with that.
So, you like quickly like leap up. You like separate this like car. You see people like staring at you, just absolutely like wide eye. And luckily, the one that you get is an empty car,
Okay.
and they just like are zooming away from you, just like pressing their faces to the one. They're just be like, you lug this thing up, and even with the weight of this, like you're straining quite a bit.
Mhm.
You hop off, and like you go to like try to pile drive this thing, and you get some damage off on it, but not as effective as you would think. You are going to inflict 3 harm on this,
Okay.
and you're going to feel like another 2 like skewers come in and like pierce into you. You're going to take another, we're going to say 3 harm with that.
Oh, okay. So I'll take 3 harm. I also have to roll for Mayhem. I did how much harm?
3.
Okay, so that's a 9, so I have to pick one again. Can I lose? I think I lose control of this. I think especially it's already just at like the max capacity of what I can handle, and it was a lot of finesse, which is not Asher's strong suit. And then also getting like pierced on the way down. Yeah, I think Asher fully loses control of this.
Yeah. So like you like hit the ground, roll, kind of like crumple for a second, and the train car just like falls to the side. There's this like massive cacophony of sound, like as it smashes through part of the road. And it's at this time that you hear what appears to be almost like helicopter blades. And you look up, and there is this IMPS vehicle that has just rapidly gotten into the area, and you hear a barrage of gunfire coming from it as not only does the minigun that's attached to it start firing, but you hear like the shots coming from assault rifles as there is a new squad of IMP soldiers that have just arrived on scene, and they're just like laying into this. And you see you see Omega is just like lifting an arm up, is just like trying to shield its head as best they can, and you see like the bullets are like slowly starting to work on it, but they're just normal bullets, unfortunately. Nayla, you hear a gunshot, and you're going to take 2 harm. And you see that there is this bruised, bloody, very thin man that is just firing his pistol at you as best he can. Gets like clips you on one side. Why won't you all die?
Like, why you gotta be a hater?
You've all started the apocalypse. You have protected that thing. This is your fault.
Thing? What thing are you talking about?
Just points at Asher.
Wow. Okay. First of all,
Do you not realize what they are? Look around you. Look what they've started.
You started.
yeah, like don't be putting the blame all up on my friend. That's wild. That's actually crazy. You need to do some self-reflecting maybe on your organization before you try to point fingers at anybody. Don't be throwing stones in a glass house. Stones. And start laughing like, oh, because he's a golem. Get it? It's amazing. Anyways,
another shot is going to ring out, but it is going to miss you this time.
Ooh, that was close.
I'm rocks.
It is funny because you're rocks.
It is funny because you're rocks. Now, this thing that's shooting me, this is just a normal person, correct?
It just seems to be a normal person.
Disappeared. Dang.
Hesper
He's
did
just
note
gone.
that they saw them earlier.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, listen, why you mad? What? I mean, this was gonna happen whether or not my friend set it off or not. I mean, look at what you've done. Be so for real right now. Be so for real. You really thought like
You see blood is kind of oozing like down this guy's face, and he just looks deranged is the best way I can describe it. What appeared to be originally like pristine hair is scattered. He appears to have like shards of glass like in his back. He looks pretty rough.
you
Is
look
the best way to describe it.
you look pretty rough, buddy. I feel like you need a good snack and a
Good Springs, Illinois. Not too far from here. All of you were present.
I mean, yeah, but that didn't have anything to do with it. That was not caused by us.
Oh, really? It's nearly setting off the apocalypse. My department within our government tries to keep us safe from supernatural
government.
threats, including you all.
I
Yeah, but
mean,
your government's kind of shit, though.
yeah, your government didn't handle that at all. And like we literally had to step in. Like, what are you talking about?
A Winchester
On-
showed up before y'all did.
Yeah, like come on. A Winchester, really? Like really? Like they really outplayed y'all. Be so for real, friend. Like you didn't do what you needed to do. We had to sit there and handle your shortcomings, and now you're gonna try to flip the script on us. That is so wild.
Let's put it this way in very easy terms that you understand. Henry, you're still in Omega's grip at the moment. You give us the golem, we'll dismantle it, or Omega kills your friend.
Question.
Answer.
Have I noticed that he's getting progressively slower on the regeneration as he's been going?
I would say
because I'm seeing me eating all of these bullets.
yeah.
Because I'm assuming they're still.
It's
I'm
a
gonna-
little slower.
Slow enough that if I moved quick, I could get away after breaking his connection.
Potentially.
Potentially. Now let it play out. Let it play out.
So this is your deal? We give you our friend and you just let us go, you just let us walk away.
For now. Quite frankly, we think that imps should be dismantled based on the sheer amount of property damage that you all cause.
Sheer damage to property you caused. She's gonna say,
He's gonna pull the hammer on his pistol back. Last chance.
Yeah, way worse that we cause property damage than that we let schmucks like you fuck everything up.
There's going to be a hell of a lot worse considering you quite literally just let hell loose.
Actually, if you want to get technical about
Shut up.
You-
He's gonna shoot you, Asher. You're gonna take 2 arm.
I'm going to just go ahead and try to banish the rage monster.
All right.
I am
I'm
dying.
gonna go for it. Why? Because the disrespect. I hope I'm not also banishing our friend with him, but if so, I'm sorry, friend.
All right.
Quick question. No. Quick question. With the sheer amount of time that Nayla and Henry have worked together, I think that he would understand with a look what she was going to do. And I'm going to go for the break when she goes for the banish.
All right. So, what did you get on the banish?
Okay, so I rolled a 12, and then what's my what is it?
Yeah, it's gonna work.
So it's 14. It's 14.
Okay, definitely gonna work. Henry, act under pressure.
Act under pressure. That gets me 8 plus 2 for 10.
Okay. So on a 10, you do set out. So you see that this happening. You break the hand that is currently like holding you up. You collapse to the ground, and then you all hear that slight pop as it happens. And you all notice though, Asher is dying.
Just a pile of rocks.
I'm going to go after the dum-dum with a gun. You have healing thingies you can do.
Yep.
I'm going to go after the Fed.
Yeah, and I'll go up there, Asher, to let him.
You hear this guy begin to start chanting. He starts like reaching his hand out. You can see this like green magic, almost looking to like be like an ethereal chain wrapped around like his wrist. And you see that he starts like pulling as though he's physically trying to pull something back.
I want to chomp the arm off.
All right. That sounds like a kick some ass.
That would be 14 kick some ass.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So how much damage does that do again?
Armor piercing 4 damage.
Okay. How would you like to finish this guy off? Because he had one arm left that he could take after getting blasted out the window and falling 20 feet.
That it's one of those things where the very large clawed hand goes for the head, and it's literally kind of like a tear in two scenario.
Okay. All right. So as that happens, you see that the magic fades, and like the bullets are like definitely start like hitting like the pavement because they were still firing on this creature. And then it takes them a second to stop. And everything goes too quiet is the best way that you can describe it. Nayla, how did you do on that heal?
Okay, so I got an 12 overall. With my cool. So that means you heal for 2 and you're stable. You're stabilized. So I hope that helps a little bit.
And I think even as Asher is like pulling themselves back together, they are again significantly leaner than they traditionally are.
Yeah.
And I think they sort of look at themselves and they look over at you and they go, "All right, I'm in fighting shape now." And then they cough up like a medium-sized rock and toss it.
Add a golem. Pat you in the back.
You take in a quick moment because it doesn't seem like this creature is coming back, at least anytime soon. And now you can fully absorb the fact it is raining fire around you. And you start taking in the screams in the distance.
It just had to be a fucking Monday.
Well,
I mean,
it had to happen eventually, right?
It did. All right. So I look over at Azure. How do we stop it?
so a funny story about that. I couldn't tell you. Kind of a
You don't
one-way
know?
thing. Not really I'm not a book guy.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Harry and be like, book guy. So
Book guy.
book guy. Book guy, what do we do?
He just kind of looks around and he goes, well, I would say that we hide the best that we can. I don't think that there's any coming back from this.
I'm gonna look at Isaiah and be like, book guy number 2, what's your opinion?
You see that he just kind of like slumps like against the wall and just kind of like slowly like slides down to the concrete.
Like dead?
No,
Or
just completely defeated. Like all the
Like-
fight seems to have gone out of him.
In
Okay.
resignation.
Crazy thought. Bad pitch. I know we went through all that just now. But in theory, and I'm not saying we do this, I just want to make it clear I don't condone this course of action. But just for the sake of the thought experiment, maybe if we were to banish the root cause, it might help things. I'm not helping my case. I don't recommend it. I'm just throwing it out there. So we know for the next time.
I'm gonna try to get comms. Get someone from HQ on a comp real quick.
I'm gonna go walk and get my sword because I need to process.
Blackwood to anyone. Is anyone out there?
Yes, I am, and it's the director.
Director,
What
how
happened,
much I
Blackwood?
have missed that monotone voice. The U.S. government decided that imp no longer needed to exist, and unfortunately, in the process, one of them hit Azure just wrong and knocked out that last seal we had in place on him.
So tell me what you're
So
seeing.
as raining fire, and if I remember correctly, the last two issues we had were the death of a monarch.
Yep.
And the other one was two-headed lamb.
No, the other one was the other one was Red Sun. It was Red Sun.
Red Sun.
That was the other
There was
one.
the Red Sun death of a monarch, and now it's raining fire.
Well, that's just where you are. I will say that some of our other locations are having even worse reports. Earthquakes, floods. Plague of Locust was fun.
He only had. There should have been other seals besides what were on Azure for that. What happened with the rest of them?
Apparently, this has just been a long time coming. And as an organization, we did the best that we could.
I knew it. I'm just the fall guy.
And in the meantime, it appears that it's all been for nothing.
So
We've
we're
lost.
just throwing in the towel? That doesn't sound like us. We had to have had a contingency for this.
The contingency was you all keeping Azure as safe as you could. Keeping an eye on him.
I'm sorry we couldn't defend against the entirety of the U.S. government trying to ice us out.
Well, hey, that's not fair. Let's not put it on them. That's not fair. It was absolutely the U.S. government's fault. Fuck the United States government.
I'm not going to lie. That is an accurate sentiment. But in the meantime, I suppose that we'll just have to try to wait it out as best we can and see what remains. Unless you all have a better idea in the field, the best that you can do is return.
What Asher mentioned something about banishing him
Might
to
work.
possibly stop.
It might work. I would put your odds at 50-50 at best.
50-50. Banishing doesn't mean, and then she starts like, Nayla starts like talking to herself like, banishing him means he goes somewhere else, but he can always come back later. But then what if he comes back later and then it starts all over again? But then what if even if we banish him, then he's gone, but then, it's still going on. Like, they're gone, but then the apocalypse still happens. Like, she's just
So,
walking to get her
but
sword. Finally gets her sword and is like walking back.
so looking around at the raining fire, people screaming in the distance. I think that We do a controlled banish, but what if we banish him and he comes back? Does that just kick it all back over again?
Don't know. We haven't witnessed an apocalypse level event on this scale.
Okay. So before we get too hasty or all mushy and emotional in the midst of the fire rain, listen. Shit happens sometimes, guys. Sometimes
Ken,
the real answer isn't to solve the problem, but just prep for whatever's next. And in that
something
vein,
stupid. I think that as Asher gets to kind of just does this putting off feeling, Henry kind of reaches up, puts a hand on Ajer, and touches that part of himself that goes to guiding souls to where they belong. And he's going to try to guide Ajer, the spirit of Ajer, which is just a loose thing inside this body, away.
Okay.
And I think as he puts the hand onto Ajer, he asks Ajer, "Do you trust me?"
Asher's gonna look at him and go, you know, you could have at least let me get to the end of the self-sacrificing hero speech, but sure, fuck it, why not?
I am going to say that considering that there is essentially like this large like vertibird over you, it's loud, it's raining fire, you are covered in blood, things are, and you hear screaming in the distance. I'm going to say that this is going to be an act under pressure.
I can deal with that.
Since I'm willing, can I
And I'm going to
help?
burn one of my, because
Oh,
I still have 2 more luck. I'm actually going to go ahead and just burn my luck for the 12.
hell yeah.
Okay. All right. I will say that
Oh
you
my
are able to
God.
do it. You are going to feel part of your humanity slip away as you
Oh,
do.
100. I was also fully intending for this to be one of those things where, like, if needed, Henry passes over also to make sure that this goes through properly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
If it was needed, which
Yeah.
at this point it doesn't sound like it's needed. I'm just losing a little bit more of my humanity.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
what
need
does it?
something to trade when I get back down there.
Okay. So, Asher, as you let go and you feel the sensation, what do you have any final words to say to your friends for now?
Absolutely. I grab both of them and I pull them in close, not in a hug, but like a huddle, and I go, once a year, every year, get together, get shit faced drunk, and then make fun of Harry. And then slowly the light, like the like
Name.
bit of like smoke starts to like wisp out of the eyes.
Right. And as this essence kind of like whisks out of you, you're surrounded in this light. The clay and stone that has been your body just crumbles. And Henry, you succeed in guiding Usher where he needs to go. And things again get too quiet. All sound feels as though it's muffled around yourself and Nayla. And then you notice that the rain of fire begins to slow. It goes from a torrential downpour to a drizzle to just a couple, and then the night sky clears and you can see the moon overhead.
there is a distinctly feral look in Henry's eyes as he returns to himself after guiding Azure away.
Things feel muted as pulley ropes are tossed down to you. You're brought back up into this aircraft. Harry and Isaiah come up with you, and and almost like a stunned silence, nobody says a word as you are transported back to the headquarters. And it appears as though you have at least subverted the apocalypse for some time. A little bit of time begins to pass, and you work on reconstruction efforts at your base. Things begin to pass, and I'm going to say at one point, you are training together, and you feel as though you hear the whisper of Usher's gravelly voice, and you know he's not far. He could probably come back. And before we fade to black, you see kind of the camera pull back and zoom out of the of your headquarters, goes zooming across the ocean, back in to Chicago, into a destroyed safe house, where you see one hand come flying up out of a pit, slam into the pavement, and a body begins pulling itself out. You just hear this deep, bellowing shout towards imps. And I think that is where we're going to go ahead and call this adventure.
Credits roll as Carry On My Wayward Son play.
We can't actually play it because we don't want to get that DMC.
Nope. We've been real good about
God.
that, and we're going to keep it that way. But, you know.
Damn straight.
Move forward, my my slightly confused daughter. I don't know.
But thank you so much. I will say this was a lot more chaotic than I had in mind, and I had a feeling it was going to be quite chaotic. But I got to say, great job, y'all. Good job. I feel like we told a really good story as a whole. Lion, do you want to go ahead and start us on our outro?
Yeah, actually, if you want to come to me last, that way I can do all of the like housekeeping, taking us out stuff.
Okay. All right. So I think with that, let's go ahead and do some outros. In that case, JJ, how about you go ahead and get us started?
Fantastic. Hello friends. I am JJ. She, her pronouns. Tonight I played Nyla, the Divine. She, her. This was a lot of fun. I had a fantastic time at this table. Most of them people who I've never played with, and these two parts have been fantastic. Definitely. Let's see. You can find me on Blue Sky at JJ Cray, or you can find me here on Twitch at BandReaper97. Right now, I have a lot of projects that are on hiatus or behind the scenes type of stuff. So I'm looking forward to talking about those in the future. But for right now, yeah, I'm just around chilling, hanging out. So yeah, thanks to everybody who donated. This was really rough, but it was great storytelling. Appreciate you, and thank you so much for supporting a great cause. Thank you to my table. This was great. I loved every bit of it. And that's me.
All right, Grimm.
Hello, everybody. My name is TR Grimm. You can find me everywhere on the internet at empathic_Grimm. I was playing the monstrous Henry Blackwood today. Lost, excommunicated Grimm that he was, who, despite some people's best efforts, survived and was kicking at the end. So, try harder next time.
Oh, I will.
All right. With that, you can go ahead and always find me there. I'm usually on Wednesdays over at Zeal Zaddy's channel as part of his Wednesday group, but we're on a little bit of a hiatus with him right now. I have finally gotten some art back for screen cards. So starting probably next week at the Grimpathic Games on YouTube, you should be able to start seeing the Wild Sea game that I've been recording behind the scenes, and also keep an eye out for an Empathic Grimm Spotify, which you'll be able to get the audio version for those of you who just want something cool to listen to for the audio. Other than that, love each other, and I'm gonna kick it back.
All right. And I have been Andrew. I use he, him pronouns. I'm that gamer Ajax on the socials, primarily on Blue Sky and Threads. Quite frankly, I'm just a guy at this point. I'm going to be getting back into doing YouTube video content where I have a YouTube channel that highlights a wide variety of TTRPGs, tries to give you tips and tricks, and help you try to find your new favorite game because there are so many good ones out there. I need more time to play all of them. Please just let me play all of them. But yeah, other than that, I've been your Taleslinger this evening. And again, thank you so much to everybody that participated, that watched, that donated. Especially thank you for donating. The fact that we blew past $1,000 tonight is mind blowing to me. And also, just thank you everybody at this table. This has been so much fun. You've all kept me on my toes, almost more so than I feel any other table has, in the best way possible. So thank you for that. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Lion.
Hey, y'all. Just real quick, I do want to take a moment to say thank you so much to our wonderful table, to our amazing cast, to our wonderful Taleslinger. And I will give you a little bit of pushback. I never agree with the statement that you're just a guy. You're an incredible storyteller. You're a wonderful creative mind. You make great content. Please check out Andrew's content. It's phenomenal. And I'm always excited to see what he's doing next. You're great. Also, a huge thank you to our chat for keeping things live and just keeping us on our toes, by which I mean absolutely devastating us in the best ways possible. We deeply appreciate that. Thank you so much for all the donations, for all the support, for the raids. Entropy Emporium, thanks so much for joining us. We were going to jump over to you when we were done here. It's pretty funny. But thank you so much to everyone for all the things that, we're able to do here, because we wouldn't be able to do it without all of you, everyone here on screen, everyone in that chat, everyone who's a part of our community. It really is amazing. And specifically for this event, which we kind of just, things happened very quickly and we had to move very quickly to throw it together. So there's definitely a lot less of the organization that we try and do for these events. And to see us hitting the numbers we're hitting and getting the support we're getting is absolutely phenomenal and amazing. And especially right now when things are so tumultuous, having the opportunity to see communities come together and sort of create that support and provide for people who are not getting support from where they're supposed to be is just so great and amazing. And hopefully everyone can take away a little bit of that hope that comes from seeing what we can do with and for each other, even when people at the highest levels are failing us. With that said, we do have a couple more things that we're going to be doing before we wrap our month of Tales, which is now a month and 3/4 of Tales, kind of. Because we do have a couple games that we are working real hard to get made up, because A, they're great games, and B, this is an important cause. And even if these fires are contained, and even if the fires are out, it doesn't change the fact that these people are going to be suffering for quite a while, because there's a lot of things that are going on that aren't being dealt with the way they should. So to that end, we'll be back on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern with the first part. It was supposed to be the second, but we got delayed. With the first part of the 3-part miniseries that will wrap season 1 of Path of the Fates, our Star Wars story set 280 years after the sequels. It has been an incredibly emotional roller coaster, and if you think it's been crazy up until this point, wait, because these episodes are going to be unlike anything we've done before. We have the entire cast together from both tables, and it's a lot is coming. And it'll be a great opportunity to donate because we'll be doing that. We're also going to be back on the 15th. I'm going to double check that date very quickly just to make sure I have it right. Yeah, we're also going to be back the 15th, so the Saturday after that, with an episode, a one-shot of Grimoire Punk. Julia had mentioned they're doing one over on LFTA, I believe, We're going to be doing one here on the 15th, also raising money for this. And we're working on getting our Call of Cthulhu game set up because, unfortunately, there were a couple issues with getting that one going as well. But we'll keep updates coming on that because we're sure everyone wants to be involved with the horse licking. It's going to be a great time. I've been assured there's going to be some level of horse licking. It's great. Yeah, so and I think that's everything for right now. I guess I have to do my own outro because otherwise I get yelled at behind the scenes and I don't want to get yelled at. I'm too tired for that. So hey y'all, it's Drake Lionheart. Most people call me Lion. I am the studio director for Tales from the Table Studios. You can find me everywhere online. It's Drake Lionheart. Except on Twitter where it's LionKnight42. But don't go there. Don't go on Twitter. Don't engage on Twitter. Don't follow me on Twitter. Don't message me on Twitter. Don't be on Twitter because there's no reason to be supporting Nazis right now. Fuck Nazis. In case that's not clear, I just want to put it out there one more time as clearly as I possibly can. Fuck Nazis. We don't tolerate Nazis around here. It's only there so that when we do charity events like this, we can get as much reach as possible. Otherwise, it doesn't do things. So don't be there because it's not worth it. But you can find me over on Blue Sky. You can find me on Threads. You can find me on Instagram. You can also find us at TFTT Studios on all of those socials as well. You can find another way you can stay involved. If you're interested in being a part of any of our upcoming charity events, upcoming streams, community events, or anything else, there's a link in the About section where you can check out our Discord. Come join us. There's an amazing community there of creatives and kind, caring, passionate people who are excited to talk about all things TTRPG and not. And it's where we first go for our castings for our charity events. It's where we first post our casting calls for all our other shows. It's where you'll be able to stay up to date with everything we're doing and get sneak peeks at some of the things that we have planned in the works. Because, boy, we are so busy behind the scenes. We've got a lot of stuff coming. I can't talk about most of it just yet, but we're going to be able to discuss it very soon. And I cannot wait. For now, I believe that that's everything I have to go over. So, until next time, remember, eat enough food, drink enough water, do the things that you gotta do, love yourself, take care of yourself, be willing to lean on the people around you that you can trust, and when you have the spoons to let the people around you lean on you, do so, because now more than ever, community is so important, and that's going to be true for the foreseeable future. And always remember to tell your tales. We love you all so much, and we'll see you again soon.